Hello, fabulous superstar Leo. Welcome to your horoscope for the month of October 2024. I am your astrologer, Nadiya Shah. Thank you for being here. It is a remarkable astrological week, without a doubt. Big moves happening in the sky now. Boy, is it a very special time. And it truly is so special now. Powerful energies with us. It is on the 2nd of the month that we are going to have a solar eclipse. Now, the sun is your ruling luminary. Important events like a solar eclipse, for example, you are going to feel that more than other signs out there. And this is an eclipse in a communicative part of your sky, having to do with siblings, cousins, and neighbors, but also having to do with learning and expression and synchronistic moments. And if anything is going to bring synchronistic moments, it certainly would be a solar eclipse. This eclipse is square Mars. That brings with it motivation, but also tension. It brings with it adrenaline and excitement and a desire for things to be different, so much so that you're willing to put in the effort. Whether it is a random moment or conversation that spurs you into action, a conversation that feels like it really pushes your buttons, or it might be an awakening of curiosity and creativity that takes you by surprise. But again, there's this notion with Mars that whatever's taking place, it's like very quickly you're responding. Very quickly, you're feeling a surge of energy and you want to do something about it. And all of this becomes possible under the light of the eclipse, where you just find yourself in the right place at the right time, meeting the right person to have whatever realization or opportunity that you need. There is an emphasis here, though, I would say, on realization about your own power and what it is that you want to do. You might be sensitive to conversations now, surprised by how someone provokes you or how another responds to something that you communicate to them. So pace yourself at this time. It'll be perfect. It'll be what it needs to be. Of course, always. That's the thing with synchronicity. And especially that's the thing with eclipses. They make karmic events whose time has come together for you. And that becomes very possible at a time like this. There could be new beginnings or changes in the lives of siblings, cousins, or neighbors that don't necessarily have anything to do with you directly, although it might, and you get to decide how you will respond to it in a given moment. But navigating forward, it is the 9th and 12th of the month. We've got some really important celestial events taking place here. On the 9th, Jupiter stands still and goes retro. And on the 12th, Pluto stands still and goes direct. Jupiter is currently in a part of the sky for you that has to do with friendships and group dynamics. And it has to do with your connections to people, especially in a larger sense. It is here that you find support, encouragement, fun, social events highlighted as well. There's a purity of joy that we sometimes see in this part of the sky. But Jupiter going retro, right? Standing still at the height of its power, closer to the earth than it might otherwise be, and then appearing to go backwards in the sky. It represents at once a heightening of awareness and power of whom it is you're aligned with, whether it's professionally or personally. But then that energy turning suggests that it goes inward. You get to start to look at yourself and how good a friend you are to you, or what the nature of certain alliances is and what that's going to mean going forward from here. But for all that, with these very powerful energies at play, it does suggest that whether it is friends, reconnections with them, that may be a greater priority to you in the months ahead, or it might feel as if you're becoming more aware of what alliances are truly positive and healing energies and which really are not. There's a sense here of being able to appreciate how much good has come into your life as a result of the friends in your life. Or maybe it just is that you're not able to be as present with certain friends as much as you might like, but those connections stay strong. Regardless, it is as a result of who you know, not necessarily what you know, that some big breaks can come about over the course of this larger year-long transit that you've been in since the last days of May. But it's also possible here that just when you think someone's about to facilitate a breakthrough for you, it's like they can't for some reason. But that is just a trend that's going to be there for the next few months. And then as you find that best friend within, you're able to move forward. But that just might be a delay, not necessarily a denial. And of course, you know that what is for you will always find its way to you nonetheless. It is on the 12th of the month that Pluto goes direct, and this is a really big deal. Pluto has been moving through a part of the sky for you that has to do with your daily life since 2008. In 2023 and earlier this year as well, you started getting a bit of a break as Pluto started moving in and out of your opposite sign. Well, now here we are, Pluto standing still at the end of this part of the sky having to do with your daily life. And as Pluto is standing still, is at the height of its power. Pluto going direct will leave this part of the sky in November, not to return again in this lifetime for you. And Pluto leaving this part of the sky very, very soon means that right now you're wrapping up loose ends. Right now with Pluto station, this is the last time you're going to have that happen in this part of the sky. And it'll be like over 200 years to come before we see this again in this part of the sky. And so now here we are. In many ways, you're wrapping up loose ends. You're tying things together, whether it's your learning or whether it's your life in a real way. Things start to look different and you start to feel different as well. You've been learning slowly and surely how it is and where it is that you're learning to take the best of care of you, how to strengthen and empower yourself going forward from here. There's a sense of you becoming that much more aware of the power of your day and how to use it in a way that's filled with integrity and purpose. And whether that shows up in terms of how well you've been taking care of you, whether that shows up in terms of the actual work that you're doing, just know that this is an important moment, a turning point moment for some. If you've had a certain job or workplace environment that has felt toxic, I think this is where you start to see it and appreciate what it is that you could do next as part of moving in a direction that feels more empowered. If it is that you could be taking better care of you, this is where you're able to see that as well as part of strengthening yourself for the journey ahead. Clients, customers, coworkers, if there's been drama or toxic people on those levels, well, some of that energy might kick up now, but it's ultimately so that you can find resolution and move forward. On the 17th of the month, we will have this month's full moon, and this full moon takes place in fellow fire sign Aries, a part of the sky for you that has to do with long distance travel, immigration, citizenship, higher learning, legal matters, along with the personal beliefs that help you to make sense of the world and guide your life. This is some powerful energy at play, without a doubt, and it's energy that speaks to you wanting in some way to connect with the larger world, or just knowing where it is you are and what you feel very powerfully, very deeply. Now, this important lunar event, just like the solar eclipse, which is essentially a new moon, a jacked up new moon, if you will. Now, this is just a regular full moon, but still a lunar event. Well, it is also squaring Mars. So there's this energy there of tension, of frustration, but also motivation as well to really move towards the changes that you desire. The full moon is hand in hand with Chiron, so there's a heightened vulnerability at this time as well that could have you feeling exposed in some way. So we get here this very powerful full moon, and power really is key, and how you're feeling stirred very deeply in some way. Now, this just might be your beliefs, right? Some political urge comes forward, some awareness around philosophies, some adamant sense of what's right and wrong morally or spiritually. This is a type of self that could emerge for you at this time, especially strongly, and it might be triggered by world events in some way. It could be that you share something and it evokes a strong reaction in other people that takes you by surprise at this time. It is also possible that if it is that you are involved in a legal matter, a higher education matter, an immigration matter, you may need to pay attention to that in some way. The need for that might arise. It might have you feeling unsure or vulnerable, but you'll have to act really fast, if not react really fast, because it's a full moon. It can bring things to culmination, which could mean closure, which also means being able to move forward. Now, where it comes to matters of love, it is as we start this month that Venus is moving through the foundation of your chart, having to do with your past. And love and the past become intimately tied. However, on the 17th of the month, Venus will change signs and move into a part of the sky for you that has to do with romance, flirtation, and what the heart is really wanting in all kinds of ways, including what love feels like for you. And so there is going to be this sense of a boost of possibility in the context of love, especially in the second part of the month. For those of you open to meeting someone new, as we start the month, there could be a sense of reflecting on the past, wrapping up loose ends where it comes to love and what was before, and reconnecting with the past is also possible here as well. Now, this sense of awakening to what was could involve somebody coming back or not. But regardless, it is ultimately to help you to understand where you've been and how far you've come. Now, in the middle of the month, as Venus changes signs, it's like you in an instant are ready to get your flirt on. You're likely to feel that much more hopeful and excited about the prospect of connecting with new people, and it'll feel that much easier to really allow yourself to enjoy the process. For those of you just starting to date someone, well, the energy in the first part of the month is a lot about asking yourself how comfortable you feel with this person, how familiar they feel to you, and if you truly feel like there could be something here that could facilitate a strong foundation or not. You will find some answer for yourself, especially as we begin approaching the middle of the month. Once we get to the 17th, though, it's like you're ready to have fun. And that could be with this person, or it could be you more open to dating in general. But regardless, there's a sense of you wanting to discover new things about yourself in the company of others. There's a certain courage and joy found in flirtation, and that could be a heart awakening. For those of you in an established bond, powerful energies at play here in established bonds. And I feel like the first part of the month is a lot about feeling comfortable, closing the door, creating a sanctuary between the two of you to enjoy. That can be powerful at this moment. But once Venus changes signs and moves into that heart-oriented part of the sky, you're ready to experience joy, romance as well. A more romantic urge can feel like it comes to the surface. And where love is strong, you're going to feel it that much more. What I love about this month for you, there's so much here. It's a powerful and meaningful astrological moment. I'm going to say I love the energy of, well, I'm going to say the solar eclipse. And the reason I say that is because it is the sun, right, being eclipsed. And that means that the sun is going to be seen differently. If you think about what an eclipse represents, it's like the sun is visible and then it isn't, and then it's visible again. And it's like what was always there, you didn't even realize, and now everything looks different. And because the sun is your ruling luminary, solar eclipses are energies that you feel that much more than others might out there. And this is a very powerful solar eclipse. It's happening in a part of the sky for you that has to do with communication, conversation, understanding. And it is now that you just going about your life, running your errands, become that much more likely to appreciate the synchronicities playing out as well. With you being in the right place at the right time, connecting with the right person, it really can make all the difference now. Well, thank you so much for watching. You can get a video like this each and every week for each and every sign for as low as just $3 a month with Choose Your Membership rate. Higher tiers get you things like all access passes to Synchronicity University events, consultations with me, and so much more. All of this in the Superstar space at NadiyaShahSuperstars.com. Links are in the description below. Thank you again for watching. It'll be a great month. Enjoy.